This is John Pettibone recording. I unequivocally support Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And he's running the U.S. Department of Health very well. I'm just watching the PBS NewsHour, and it's disgusting. It's sickening. You get these people, big lickers, earth kissers, telling people how to run their lives. Vaccine, 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 vaccine. Take the vaccine for China virus, shove it in your ass, put it in your cock 100 times, and then if it doesn't fall off and you don't get sick, then we'll deem it acceptable for human consumption. I've known people with heart murmurs. I've known people had strokes. I know a lot of people that had COVID. And they have one thing in common. They were vaccinated. Now, what other vaccine in the world would you take if the vaccine caused you to get the disease repeatedly? Think about it. Where's your brains? They had this damn vaccine or booster shots and more vaccine, and they've had the stuff COVID 5 or 6 times in some cases. It's nuts. Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., is doing right. And you get all these ones. You get these guys at PFIZER. And he was interviewed in CNBC one day. Did you take the vaccine? Girl asked him. And he looked at her coyly and said, well, no, I don't want to take a dose away from somebody else to use it. Another time, I seen him interviewed in the BBC World News America. Did you take the vaccine? He told the interviewer, this time he'd smirk, a little disingenuous smirk in his face. Well, no. Okay, think about it. PFIZER, all the vaccines they did. Moderna, all the vaccines Moderna did as well as PFIZER. And the guy's not using his own product, that would be like running the hamburger joint and ordering takeout brought in the side door. Actually, I know of a certain burger outlet that ordered pizza and pizzeria and told the one taking order at the pizzeria, bring it in the side door so the regular public doesn't see it. Well, when the guy that runs PFIZER doesn't take his own vaccine, what does that tell you? There's millions, there's tens of millions of people. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is doing the right thing. And you get these big liquor earth kisses. They want to tell people how to run their lives. Look at the governor of South Dakota, Kristi Noem, a future vice president when we get our third election. It would be J.D. Vance will, in all probability, have Kristi Noem as his vice president. They didn't lock down. And the South Dakota economy did very well. And they didn't have much of that virus. Florida didn't lock down. Tennessee didn't lock down. Texas didn't lock down. What do they all have in common? Healthy people and a healthy economy. Again, South Dakota, the great state of Tennessee, the volunteer state. Florida, the Sunshine State, the great state of Texas. None of those states locked down. Very healthy population, very low infection rates, and a healthy, strong economy. What do we get in Canada? Severe indebtedness, paying people not to work. Business is struggling. Business is still trying to recover from the stuff. Unbelievable. I repeat, I wholeheartedly, 150, 200% support Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. When you get jerks at the CDC that don't know what they're doing, you fire them. As President Trump would say, you're fired. Okay? You get somebody that can do the job. If the people in the position aren't doing the job, you hire somebody that can do the job. And with that, I got to go. And these people that do these vaccines, they're disgusting. They're disgusting. It's caused heart disease, heart palpitations, strokes, and people that got the vaccine and a booster and more boosters, and one thing they all have in common, they repeatedly got the virus. Is there anything else that if you repeatedly get the disease, you take that so-called the vaccine? whatever the hell is in those vaccines was rotten shit, no good. And that's why you can't sue them for it for after 75 years. And so pretty well anybody get the vaccine will be dead. It's unbelievable. It was a fraud, an attempt at ruining the capital system, ruining Christian churches, destroying service clubs. We're still suffering from this here virus. Okay, we're suffering from what it did. And what people that died from the virus, as a result of the virus, men that had heart disease, because they didn't know they needed the surgery for bypass, or the balloon. Women that had breast cancer, they didn't get it in time, because they didn't get in to get the hospitals were shut down. That's where the deaths are. The deaths aren't from that trumped up virus. The deaths were from when you shut down the economy. I repeat, South Dakota, the great state of Tennessee, Florida, Texas, they did not go crazy and shut the states down. The results was, one, they had very few people die. They didn't have much of a spread of that disease. And two, the economy was strong and vital and alive. With that, I wish you all the best. God bless. Thank you. Bye for now.